What's up YouTube? For tonight's video, we have a full Pokemon trapping moves team. Alright, this video isn't a trap, it's the real deal. Alright, give me those theme teams in the comment section below, people. I'm really enjoying these like type move teams. I've been doing them for quite a few months now. Really interesting. Give me some cool stuff in the comment section, people. Any feedback on the video would be wonderful too. If you enjoy these theme teams, guys, tickle that like button. Okay, this is a marathon video. If you guys want to see some really good battles, you should definitely stick around for the whole thing. 3 really solid battles. Very long, obviously, because I'm using trapping type moves and strategies. Let's get into it. So my only attacking moves were trapping moves. I could use other status outside of that too, obviously there. Alright, so the first battle was against Eckhart on my chat. If you guys want to battle me on my chat, that's in the description there. That's why I take all my battles. Alright, so we have a Trumbeak lead there. It's going to hit me with the Flame Charge. However, I expected it maybe to be a bulky set or a sachet, but it's going to go down like a sack of potatoes to my Anchor Shot. This was a Choice Band Anchor Shot set. The only other moves it got was Whirlpool as a trapping move, and also gave it Switcheroo there. Max health, max attack. Okay, so we have a... we've got Turkey Slap coming in here. It's going to have a Power Herb, and it's going to go for the Sky Attack here, which is actually going to demolish my Delmise there. Crit, we all know that crit mattered too there. This thing is pretty scary, but I had a very nice Pokemon to counter it. So I've got I was going to say closer then. I've got my Shelter here. This is my very bulky defensive Clamp, Toxic, Rest, Sleep, Talk, Shelter. I've also got the Shell Armor there, so I'm not going to get critted, which completely and utterly counters the Super Luck on my opposing Pokemon there. So I sped this one up a lot because it was quite a lengthy little bit. There's actually quite a couple of lengthy little moments over the course of the next 2 battles there. So that is why they are sped up a lot. So basically here, I've trapped them in with Clamp there. I really love that animation, by the way. I've got the Toxic up, so it's doing double damage. The Unpheasant cannot swap due to Clamp. It really can only attack me. It does have Roost itself, but the Toxic is doing a lot of damage, racking up. So eventually the Unpheasant is going to be able to die there, and it really can't touch me at all. It's so bulky. The EVs for this Shelter, max health, max defense, and the last 4 in special attack. Sorry, special defense there. It really can't take any special moves at all. It's purely a defensive wall there. Just throwing up a bit of support there with the Toxic and Clamp. Alright, so we have Dartrix coming in. This is usually a physical set, which is going to be... Now, unfortunately, I took prior damage there already, so it's about, 3-hit KO there. I really wanted to get the Toxic off. That was my main role there, to get rid of the Dartrix there. In case it was a Stally set, I wasn't sure if it was or if it was just a fully offensive set. Wasn't sure at that point in the game. Anyway, so I got the Toxic up on my Shelter there. Shelter's pretty much served its purpose. Got rid of the Unpheasant. Got the Toxic on the Dartrix. Very nice. I really like that set. It works so well. I've actually done a closer set that's basically similar to that. It's just more bulky all around. Alright. So, need to get rid of this Dartrix. It's got a Poison on it, which is going to help. So I'm going to swap in Moonwalk here. Now, I wanted to get the whole trapping move set on this. So it gets Spiderweb, which is cool. It also gets Infestation. So I kind of kept with the theme and gave them both. I also got... what else do I have on this set? I'm having one of those brain blocks at the moment there. It'll come to me in a second. Anyway, Dartrix is going to be blocked in by that Spiderweb there, and that's going to go down. This was a max health, max special defense with the Rocky Helmet and Water Bubble ability there. Now, we have a Farfetch coming here. Really nice to see that. It's going to go for the Curse there. This has Lunge on it there, so it's going to drop the attack of the opposing Pokemon. It's very bulky. You could easily turn this into a much more viable set if you took off like Spiderweb and those sort of things, but I'm kind of doing it just for the theme team. Okay, so I'm going to drop Farfetch attack. Unfortunately, it has Defiant, so it's going to get a boost from that. Rip me. Now, here it's going to go for the Quick Attack here, and that's going to be enough to take out Moonwalker there. But he got rid of Dartrix, and I've seen what Farfetch's set was a little bit with that, so he served his role quite nicely there. Okay, so I've got Lampent here. I tried to use some like interesting Pokemon on this team too. So Lampent is a bulky... This is a bulky special defensive set. I've got max health, max special defense set on this. I've got sassy nature, no IVs and speed. It's a trick rumor, as you can guess by those IVs. So I've got Will-O-Wisp there. I've got fire spin to trap them in. Also to burn opponents, so that's going to hit it less in defense. I've got trick room as well, so I can move first. And I've got pain spit there. Works fairly decently. Okay, so it's gonna, the Farfetch is going to use the Z mirror move there. It's going to absolutely fail against Lampert. It's such a great counter for Farfetch. Farfetch is going to have to swap out there. And we do see that return a little bit later. So we have Xatu coming in here. This was rather interesting. I'm going to go for the fire spin here. I can't really use any like Will-O-Wisp or anything because it's going to bounce it right back at me and it's not going to affect it. So I've got the fire spin up, which is good. Now Xatu is going to go for the ominous wind here. And I was like, oh my god, please don't get one of those scummy boosts because that'd be really bad. It takes it fairly well, I guess, there. Xatu has a life orb there, which is going to be good for me. I guess it's doing damage. Not sure if it's got Roost there at the moment, but I was thinking it might just be, you know, fully offensive without Roost. Anyway, so I got the trick room up there. That's the main thing I wanted to do. Can't use Will-O-Wisp there. Not much to do here, just to go for Fire Spin. Fire Spin misses, and the Xatu's going to go for another Ominous Wind here. And, of course, it gets the freaking boost there, Salt, and it's going to be very bulky and much more offensive there. Okay, so I got to take this thing out. It's going to be a big threat. I'm hoping I can land this, this next fire spin in case it does have something like Roost after it finishes me off. Okay, so going for the fire spin here. It lands, thank God. That's not enough to take out the Xatu, but it puts it in range for the next Life Orb damage to take it out from the... that was a stored power Ominous Wind set. Really cool. I like that. And the Xatu is going to go down there. So pretty interesting set from the Xatu. I like Xatu. You don't see it too often. Okay, so we have Salt Machine coming in. This is my Smeargle. Now, this is my Smeargle strategy. This is coupled with another Pokemon. The MVP is yet to come out here, but I do get a sweep with him, which is amazing. We'll get to that in a sec. Okay, so we have Swanna here. I sped this part up a lot because there's quite a bit of stall happening. So Farfetch'd here. I'm going to use for the Fairy Lock here. Fairy Lock is the most useless trapping move I've actually ever come across in Pokemon. What it does, right, it traps them, but it traps them the next turn, and it also traps in both players from swapping, but it runs out the turn after, but it's got the most coolest animation ever. So into Dusknoir here, I'm going to button past it, Cosmic Power. It's already very, very bulky. I'm going for the Z Mean Look here. So Mean Look actually gives you a buff, +1 in special defense. Mean Looking the ducks in there. So it's trapped in here. Now, to complete the set, I'm bulky with that extra pass there. However, I didn't really need the pass, but it's just a little extra. I've got on this, I've got Curse, which is nice. You've trapped them in with the Mean Look and the Curse. I've got Toxic on this, and I've got Rest. Just so I don't get like poison and stuff. I was running through thinking of Pain Spit, but I did think, you know, it was a weakness there with the getting poison and stuff, so I went for that instead. Okay, so I've got the Curse happening here. Farfetch'd is going to be trapped. It cannot absolutely even touch me. It only had Quick Attack to actually do anything to me. Now we have Swanna here. I'm asleep here, which is the only thing. I could have had Sleep Talk on this, but I really couldn't fit it on the moveset. So going for the Curse here on the Swanna. Swanna's going to wake up and go for the Curse here. The Curse, the Scold on me. I don't get burned, thank God. That extra chip damage could have been annoying. Wasn't sure if it was running Hurricane, but it mostly does there. So I actually went for the swap there to rack that toxic damage up a little bit further on the Swanna. Hurricane is actually going to miss my Smeargle there. I do have Focus Sash on this Smeargle. This Smeargle set is Cosmic Power. I've got Baton Pass, I've got Fairy Lock, and I've got Spore there. But anyway, the Swanna is almost dead the next turn here. There's not too much I can do. It's going to outspeed me and go for the Scald, finishing off my Smeargle. But Smeargle actually takes that one fairly well there. And I've got the... sorry, I thought I didn't have my Sash there. And I'm going to get burned there. Just going for another move there. It doesn't really matter. The only good thing about Fairy Lock is the animation. Anyway, so that's the signature move to Klefki, if you guys didn't know. I bet half of you haven't even seen that move ever used. But that was the first battle there. A very close battle. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Let's get to the second battle. This was against Caitlin on my chat. This was a very long battle too. Both battles were around 30 to 40 turns there. But don't go away. There's a excellent battle coming up here, and there's one afterwards. You've got to see it. All right, so we have a very, very funny first turn here. I'm going to actually choice ban that Quillfish into using Destiny Bond. So And it's whirlpooled as well because they're trapped in, so they really can't do shit at the moment, which is quite funny. So here I'm going for the anchor shot. Doesn't do too much damage, but whirlpool is racking up enough to eventually take it out there. The poor quillfish is actually stuck using Destiny Bond here. I just had to watch I didn't actually crit it or take it out here because that would be, you know, super embarrassing. Okay, so I whirlpool there for minimum damage, and it takes it out with the after effect of whirlpool. So a solid start there. Now we have Palisand coming in. I've been seeing quite a few of these lately in my battles. Now, this isn't the greatest matchup in the world here. I don't want to activate like water composition there. So I want to swap out into my Smeargle. Okay, so it's going to use Shore Up, just probably checking out what move I'm going to use. Now the Palisand's going to swap out. So we have the Comfy coming in here. Now, I went for the Spore here. Sorry, the Fairy Lock, then I was going to go for the Spore. So, going for the Fairy Lock there, I love that animation. It's so cool. Now, I was thinking, should I set up against this thing or not? It could outspeed me, use Draining Kiss, and burn off my Sash. Decided to stay in and go for Spore. So, the Comfy is asleep, which is good. Now, here I can go for the Cosmic Power, pass that to Dusknoir, and start getting my Mean Look strategy going against this thing. I know that I can easily beat it there. Now, I actually gave Dusknoir pressure instead of Frisk, because if you did come up to a situation where it was quite stally and the opponent did have recovery, you know, and you're asleep for 2 turns, you would just be eating their PP up and you would always mostly come out on top there. All right, obviously it's weak to things like Taunt. It's got its counters, but it's very, very good there. Okay, so baton passing into the Dusknoir here, which is incredibly bulky. This part was sped up too. Now, it turns out it had Toxic, which it mostly does. It's a very supporty type Pokemon, or it can be a bulky boosting Carminder. That's usually what it runs. So, going for the Mean Look Z move here. I love making use of all these crazy Z moves. So, I love the animation of Mean Look too. Looks really cool. So, it's got Toxic. It's got Draining Kiss there. Now, I think as soon as they were trapped in here, they thought, well, there's probably not going to be a very good chance I'm going to be able to win this. I went for the rest here. They actually go for Floral Healing, which made me laugh very hard because I was about to go for the rest there. Obviously, it's a VGC Comfy set there. There's not much it can really do to me other than stay in and die to the Curse combo there. Even if it didn't heal me before, I would be able to get the rest off. So, okay, so it's got Synesis there, my favorite healing move that I can definitely pronounce. There's nothing it can do to me. I can just sitting here, and now I can go for the Curse there. It's cursed. There's no way it can do much damage to me, and the Comfy is completely locked in there and helpless to die to me. Yes, I did get a complete sweep with this Dusknoir set. It was such a long battle. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to put it up. It's very long, though. That's the only thing, like something else, Kappa. Just joking. Anyway, so we have the Meteor Orange coming out here. It's going to have the shields down and go into Meteor form. Now, I knew this thing would be a Shell Smash set because what perfect opportunity to set up a a Shell Smash against a resting Dusknoir. Even if I got gigantic defenses there, it's going to be able to set up me and just demolish my entire team. So, if you remember back early on the turn, I did do a switcheroo there with the Quillfish, and I actually received the Focus Sash. Now, that trick there actually changed the course of this battle because it knows that it's not going to be able to take me out due to the Focus Sash, and it's given me a lot of leverage to swap that Delmise into the Minior, which made it really good. Okay, so we have the Palisand coming out here. I'm just going to go for the Anchor Shot. That's pretty good damage there. It's a 3-hit KO. I've got no choice band there, but I'd say it's more bulky in special defense with the water compaction raising its defense. All right, so it's going to use Shore Up here. As you've seen before, Shelter loves these sort of Pokemon. It can use Toxic on them and clamp them in. However, it is quite decent in special, and it usually runs like Giga Drain or Special Set. So I really just planted the Toxic on it, and that was basically it. Once you got the Toxic on the Palisand, it's not too much of a threat. It can use Shore Up all day, but it eventually is going to die there if it doesn't have something outside of Rest, which it really wouldn't because it has Shore Up, which is much better 99.9% of the time. Okay, so Cloyster's going to go down there. Sorry, Shelter's going to go down there, and that's all good. I got the result that I wanted. I got the Toxic up. That was the main thing. Okay, so I was thinking, well, I could swap in Moonwalker here and go for the Infestation. That would work. I'm bulky in special defense. I actually clicked Spiderweb then, which doesn't affect it. Obviously, your trapping moves don't affect ghost types. So that was the best misclick in the world there. So going for Infestation because Spiderweb and Infestation, is definitely not redundant or anything. So I've got that trapped in. I've got the Infestation going. Here I can go for the Lunge there just for a little bit of damage. It's not a physical set at all, so it's not really going to matter there too much. Okay, so the Toxic Infestation combo takes out the Palisand finally there. That was good. If I didn't get that Toxic up, I would have had problems. Okay, so Minior is going to come back in here. I know that it's going to go for Shell Smash, but there's nothing I can do. I just thought, bugger, I'm going to stay in there because I've got my, I've got my Delmise there with a Focus Sash. I can live anything it throws at me and go for that super effective Anchor Shot there, which I know will take it out. Okay, so Minior's going for the Shell Smash there. It basically has to get past some of these Pokemon. Not much choice here. So going for the Infestation so it can't swap out and do anything. Plus to try and get some little bit of extra damage there. Okay, so it's got Leftovers instead of White Herb. That's interesting there. So that's cool. It's quite a bulky Pokemon anyway in Meteor form. Okay, so here, I know that I'm not going to take a physical, even a special hit very well after a Shell Smash, especially one, a Rock-type one, so down goes my Arachnid there, but that's cool. It served its purpose rather well. So I've got my Dusknoir Smeargle combo left. That's good. I was kind of saving that one, and I've got my Delmise there, which was, which would be good to swap in here. Now, they either have to make the choice to attack me, or another Pokemon's going to have to take a heavy hit from Anchor Shot there. So they're going to go for the Power Gem there. It doesn't obviously have any flying type move because it's using a special set. If it had like Acrobatics, that would have hit me for much harder, but it didn't matter because I had the Focus Sash, and that was enough to take out the Minior. So it's funny how those first few turns of the battle actually changed the course of that matchup. That was really good. Okay, so we have a Turtonator coming out here. There is absolutely nothing I can do against this thing. Decide to say, I burnt my Focus Sash. I'm on the low amount of health. I think it's dead weight at the moment, so I just went for the Whirlpool. However, it's going to set up the work up there. The good thing about this, it's not a super fast Pokemon. Like, it doesn't have Shell Smash again or anything. I was, hoping it didn't. And it's going to demolish me there with the Flamethrower. Okay, so bring in Lava Lamp here. I can go for the Fire Spin there, just a little bit of damage. It's going to be a physical set there, which is really cool. I like that. And it's going to be a special set there, too. So it's a mix set. So we got the Dragon Claw there. I just faint there, but I was able to get a little bit of damage off. There wasn't much I could do here. So I had to speed this bit up a lot. So putting the Spore on the Turtonator here, going for the Cosmic Power here, I can definitely pass this off into Dusknoir to try and finish this game off. So I've got the Cosmic Power boost there onto the Dusknoir. It's very, very bulky. I was running on this set max health and max defense there, relying on Mean Look Z move to give me that buff in special defense, as well as any buffs from the Cosmic Power there. I mean, you could even get 2 up. It's possible to get 2 up. I could have easily done that, but I didn't want to, because sometimes you got to swap out. You can get set up on that. Minior was a prime example there. Okay, so trapping in with a Mean Look there. Man, this was a really close part here. I was able to just to get the rest off there, and that's Dusknoir back in the green there with the health. The Flamethrower is doing probably a little bit more than the Dragon Claw. I'd say I would have lived that one anyway. So swapping out Dusknoir, I need to save him a little bit there. I do have a Focus Sash preserved here on my Smeargle. The Toxic is going to be enough to take out the Turtonator next turn. So swapping Smeargle in there, and I live on the Focus Sash here. But this is where things start to get really, really interesting. The Turtonator is going to die here. So the last Pokemon we haven't seen yet, and this is pretty nail-biting here. So we have the Wishy-Washy coming here. Love Wishy-Washy. It's going to go into its big bad schooling form here. Now, I was thinking I could use a Spore here and put it to sleep. It's going to protect it just to scope out what move I use. Obviously, it knows that I'm going to use Spore. There's not much to this strategy other than set up moves. So I took a really risky play there, set up the Cosmic Power. I get that off. It doesn't wake up for this first turn, thank God. I'm able to pass that onto my Dusknoir, making it incredibly bulky there. Okay, so it's going to be asleep for 2 turns here. It's going to wake up. It's going to be a physical set. Thank God I got that Cosmic Power up. That definitely made a massive difference there. Just tanking on 11 health. And thank goodness I'm able to outspeed it there too, getting all my health back. So the problem here was it did have a Life Orb, but it wasn't doing a lot of damage to it. So it needed to hit me like 5,000 times. And the problem here was I couldn't actually do too much to it. So it's going to keep going for the Waterfall here. I had Smeargle in here, so I was thinking, let's sacrifice myself, go for the Curse, go for the Spore, and just hope it dies, the next turn. I thought this would be very close to killing it the next turn. It just won't wake up on the, the turn afterwards. It's going to go for the Protect there, and it lives on 1 health with, with the odd amount of HP. I'm able to put the Wishy-Washy to sleep, and it's not going to wake up the next turn, and that is game. Damn, son, that was close. Guys, make sure you check out the battle against this after this one. It is absolutely amazing.